Hi guys, I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to share with you what I'm calling my saltine chicken fingers. They are so simple and so delicious, you would not believe it. And this recipe came about when I was making my regular chicken fingers a while back, which you can find on www.laurainthekitchen.com. And instead of the flour, I thought, why not just dredge them in something else? I wasn't originally going to do breadcrumbs, but then I decided to go with some crackers, and it worked out perfectly. So now I'm here to share it with you. The base of the recipe is very simple and very basic. You're going to need some chicken tenders. I have just cut some of them in half because they were really quite thick and I want them to be on the thinner side. And then you're going to need some buttermilk, really important. This is going to tenderize the chicken beautifully. And then I've got some dried parsley flakes. I've got some paprika, granulated garlic, and this is some seasoned salt. That is everything. We are going to marinate this chicken because I want these chicken tenders. I want these to be so crisp. Can you feel the passion here? I am adamant about a crispy chicken finger. If it's soggy, get it out. It needs to be chicken. It needs to be crispy and golden on the outside, but juicy and tender on the inside. So, to achieve that, we are going to get going on making a simple marinade for the chicken fingers. I'm going to add my buttermilk, and this is just plain old buttermilk. And I'm going to add it. Now, I'm not adding any additional salt because I'm using seasoned salt and it's got some seasoning in there as well. But you can, of course, just use salt and pepper if you wanted to. And I'm not going to use a ton because the saltine crackers have salt on them. You can opt for the salt-free version, but I just think that the combination of that saltiness with the somewhat sweet, juicy chicken is just a match made in food heaven. Now, give these a really good mix. You want to make sure every piece of this chicken tender is covered in the buttermilk. And now I'm going to cover this with some plastic wrap, pop it in the fridge for a few hours. You can even do this overnight, and then we'll get going on cooking these to perfection. My chicken has been in the fridge for a few hours and I'm ready to go. Now what I have here are I just took 2 sleeves of saltines and I pulsed them into my food processor until they were mostly fine but with still some coarse crumbs left behind because they give you really great texture. Now in here, I've got a skillet with about 1 inch or so, a little less than 1 inch of vegetable oil coming to a sizzle. I want it to be nice and hot. When you stick the end of a wooden spoon in, it should bubble up like that. And that's how you know your oil is ready. And also have a clean pair of tongs ready because these are going to be for when you take the cooked pieces out onto your paper, into your plate that I've just lined with some paper towels to catch any extra fat. Okay, now this is how simple it is. I will say, you see how thin these are? These are going to cook for about 4 minutes. If yours are any thicker, most likely you're going to start them into the hot oil and then finish them in the oven. Otherwise, if you were to keep them the entire time in the oil, they might become too dark on the outside before the inside's cooked. So if yours are thicker than mine, throw them into a 400-degree oven after you've partially cooked them here just to give them color and texture to finish cooking through. I do suggest that you just cut them in smaller pieces. That way they just cook really quickly. Add that right in. And I'm going to do a few at a time. I don't want to overcrowd the pan, otherwise I will drop the temperature of the oil. And these are going to cook for about, I would say, 4 to 5 minutes or until they developed really good color and they're cooked all the way through. I'll show you what they look like when they're done. These babies are just mouth-watering right now. Look how look at the crust. I don't know if you can hear, I don't know how to make you understand the crust on this. Listen, this was when I cooked on the first batch. They're so crispy, they're so delicious, they're so easy. This one just came out, but you know I can't help it. Look how juicy that chicken is. You see it? You know that's moist and delicious. And this is gonna burn my mouth, but it's gonna be so worth it. Very hot. So good. Wow. Well, that's all, folks. You need this in your life. These would be perfect for like a Super Bowl party or something like that. ketchup or mustard or whatever you like to dip these in. Perfection. Go to laureninthekitchen.com to get the written recipe. If you make them, don't forget to share a picture on social media so I can see your recreation. Hope you enjoy spending time with me. Happy chicken eating. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.